What's up, guys? Welcome to the first installment of Man Meals. This is a new little section we're making at the Anvil. I'm excited to show you how to cook some delicious, some magnificent, some awesome, manly meals. Let's get started. So what's up, man? What are we cooking today?
We're cooking corn dogs.
Corn dogs. Simple, right? Stick it in the microwave, you're done. No, you're wrong. We're gonna make real corn dogs and they're gonna be amazing, and better yet, we're using beer. Because when you're cooking, beer should always be involved. Now when I say beer should always be involved, I don't mean that you should be drinking beer while you're cooking, especially something such as corn dogs. Hot oil is gonna be involved, and usually drunkenness and hot oil is not a very good combination. However, beer and batter is an amazing combination, and that is what we're gonna delve into today. So let's check out our grocery list, the things that you need to buy, the things you're gonna need to use for this amazing meal, and make sure you write them down. I'll make sure to put them in the comment section or the description, whatever YouTubers use normally to put things down or a list. So let's do it. Alright guys, so here are the ingredients. First of all, you're gonna need your hot dogs, 100 grams of flour, or a little bit more than a cup, but that cup will do fine. 70 grams of cornmeal, 2 tablespoons of sugar, an egg, 100 milliliters of milk. You're gonna need a pinch of salt, and a pinch of baking powder, and of course, your oil to heat it all up and cook it. And last but not least, a beer. Alright guys, so about the beer. That's probably the biggest point of debate when it comes to beer batters. However, we found out that there's a particular kind that works best.
What we chose was Budweiser Black Crown. It's best to use a fizzier beer and light in color. A lot of imports are darker and not as fizzy, but this should be the best choice to use. So we're gonna go with the Black Crown.
Black Crown, nice little middle place, not too expensive, also not too cheap. Hey, if you're a purist at heart and you want to use Guinness, go for it, man. These are your corn dogs. There's no law about them. Alright guys, so the first thing you want to do is you want to mix what you would call your dry mixture. Alright, so we take our cornmeal, take our flour, take our sugar. You want to mix this so to make it a nice little even mix. I hope your hands are washed, or you can use a spatula if you're a lady, but whatever. Just mix it in. Mix it in. I don't know why I just said that. Mix it in real good. You want it to be a nice even consistency. Break up any clumps you see. That's why I like to work with my hands personally. Again, as long as they're clean and you're not making anybody sick. You have a little bit more sensitivity to whatever you're doing, essentially, than if you were using some other tool, etc. So you want to mix this in nice and even. Once it looks good, once everything, all the clumps that you can find, at least most of them, are broken up, then you're good to add on your wet mixture. Alright, now for your wet mixture, all you're going to do is going to have your egg and your milk. Now this egg, crack it, right? You can use a whisk, that's fine. I have one somewhere. Instead I'm going to use a fork because I found it to work just as fine. Now when you whisk, you want to puncture the yolk right away and then just start spinning quickly. The point of this is to want to get some air into the egg, make it nice and fluffy, and also stir the yolk and the rest of the egg so you have a nice, about so colored consistency. If you see some particularly lighter colors and tones on the egg, that's perfectly fine, man. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Just mix it to your satisfaction. Now add the milk and mix that. That should be your wet mixture. Alright guys, so now what you want to do, take your baking powder. We're adding about a pinch or so. I know, very accurate measurements. If you're a kind of big on measurements. Sorry about that. A pinch of salt, throw the other to the floor. It's good luck. Not really, I don't know why I just did that. I'm gonna have to clean it up later. Add your wet mixture in, and again, with your mitts, go ahead and work it in. You wanna make a nice, even mixture. All right, so this is super thick. That's okay, because we're about to add beer to it anyway, and you don't want it to be too liquidy, otherwise it will have a hard time adhering to your hot dog. So you use your third black hand to pour beer into it. That's good. Okay, and you want to mix it in. That's a good bit. That's good. Okay. Continue to work it until you have a even mixture that's not too thick and that you can actually pour over your corn dogs. Alright, so I'm using this whisk to get the last of the little bumps out. Want it to be mixed right in. And this is pretty much about the consistency you want it. A little bit runny, but also thick enough to actually hold on to your corn dog. And this already smells amazing. So I'm super excited, okay? So once you get this done, what you want to do, we are gonna pour it into this pouring cup. And I don't know why I was shaking it before I did this. And we're gonna stick it in the fridge to let it chill a little bit, just for a few minutes. And what this is gonna do, this is actually gonna thicken it a little bit more, which gives it even more adherence, for lack of better English in my part, to our hot dog, and it's gonna give us a fantastic result. Alright guys, so while our batter is chilling, literally, we're gonna be doing a couple of things. Number one, you wanna get yourself a nice deep pan, and we're gonna add a buku load of oil. Now you gotta consider this gotta be enough oil for the corn dogs to be able to float and move freely while you're frying them. Okay, so now add enough of that. And what you're gonna do is gonna bring it up to temperature. Now for you culinary fans out there, what you want to do is you want to bring this oil up to 350 degrees, okay? Now, if you don't know how hot that is, I'll show you a quick and easy tip to see if your oil is hot enough once we get to the actual frying, okay? Alright, now the second thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting our hot dogs ready. You want to open your packet, and you want to have them nice and dry by the time that they are ready to be dipped in the batter. In this case, we're going to be making 6 of them. Of course, if you want to make more, just go ahead and multiply the batter and make for as much as you can. So get them nice and dry. Just let them hang out outside while your batter is chilling and your oil is heating up. And also take this time to grab your bamboo skewers and shove them up. I'll let you do with that whatever you want. Alright guys, so we have taken our batter out of the fridge. It's a little bit thicker, obviously not terribly much, but just enough to work. And our oil is heating up. Now this is my trick to know if oil is hot enough. Obviously, is it gonna be 100% accurate to the decimal of the degree? No, but you can grab a pinch of salt and throw it into the oil. If it crackles, if the salt does a little something crazy, then your oil is hot enough to go. And don't worry about salting the oil or anything like that. Believe me, it's nowhere near enough salt to actually make a difference. As long as you don't do it, a billion times. Alright, the next step is going to require a little bit of preparation. You want to have a big cup, deep enough to be able to actually put the hot dog in and cover it. And also, my personal advice for you, anytime you're frying anything, don't just drop it on top of a paper towel. That will actually let it sit on the oil, and it's not going to be as crispy and as awesome as if you would let it sit on a rack. I just simply took from a small convection oven, I put the bottom paper towel, and then just grab the rack, put it on top, and once we actually fry our corn dogs, that's where they're going to go to sit and rest and cool off. And they're still gonna be crispy and awesome and not necessarily just greasy and gross. So, this is what we're gonna do. Our oil is hot. We're gonna take our cup, okay, our batter, hot dog, okay. You're gonna take the hot dog, put it in your cup, and you are just gonna pour this on top of the hot dog and just let it get covered. Hope you can see it. And I recommend that if you need to have a spoon nearby to just kind of ladle on, because you don't want to waste too much of your batter each time. Alright, once this is evenly covered, we're going to take it and we're just going to drop it on the oil. Just let it swim, let it do its thing, let it roll around. What you want is with a couple of tongues, you want to get it nice and crisp and golden evenly. Now this oil is hot, so it's not going to take terribly too long to fully cook it. Just kind of let it roll a little bit. It's looking great. Once you got it, bring it over here to your and let it rest, and we do the same thing for the rest. Alright guys, so we got them resting, they're cooled, you want to plate them. My suggestion is to add a nice chipotle mayo with it. It is amazing. Let me know if this recipe worked out great for you guys and what you think about it, and see you in the next man meal.